Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. If you're watching this and wondering what the hell happened again, yes, my internet was just cut again in the middle of my streaming. And I want to remind everybody, my internet has not gotten cut out when I'm not live streaming on this channel in weeks. It's only fucking happening this way. So just as a message to whoever is responsible for all this here. Just as a message to whoever's watching this and cutting my internet so I can't share this information, here's a big fuck you, you dumb, useless motherfuckers. Fuck you, fuck what you're doing, fuck your pathetic fucking lives, and fucking do something with it. Positive. Do something positive with your life, you dumb motherfuckers. All right. Now that that's out of my system, I'm going to start this this decode over, and maybe they'll cut my internet again. I don't really care at this point. But in the last video, I finished my decode on Elon Musk, explaining how that was a Saturnian ritual. Then I started exposing how this Dodgers eclipse from last year was staged by the numbers. And that's when my internet got cut out, because it's obvious that I'm cutting into truth here, right? All these baseball players, they're just put here. They're not fucking athletes. I mean, they're athletes, but they're not real baseball players. What we're witnessing is staged professional theatrics. And they're really good at it. You know, I don't know how they stage these games. I don't know how they rig it out, but they're doing it, as I've exposed many times. And these players are nothing but numbers to the owners of the teams who run them. So that's why these two guys were selected for the eclipse. So I'm just going to start over because, you know, I want to make a complete video here. So we went to Google Translate and looked at Hebrew Gematria because this is a Jewish practice. You know, a lot of people still say I should be calling it Latin Gematria. They want this cipher here on my calculator to be called Latin, because it's based in the Latin language, but it's not Latinos who are practicing this. It's many Jewish people, okay? It's not all Jews, of course. And a lot of the people who claim to be Jewish aren't really Jewish. They're Satanists. Either way, they're using this cipher. So anyway, in Hebrew Gematria, the moon has a value of 223. And again, this is because of the Saros cycle, which is a period of 223 lunar phases that lets us predict the next solar or lunar eclipse. The name Yaciel Puig Valdez, in the reverse alphabetic order, sums to 223. And again, this is with the E omitted because it's a foreign character. 223. And how appropriate that this guy is playing the moon as he waddles in front of Justin Turner. And just so you can see, here's the video that they filmed last year on the date of the eclipse. You got Puig. Oh, there's totality. Haha. Okay, real cool, guys. Real cool. All just playing out numeric rituals. That's what this is. So yeah, Yaciel Puig, he's the moon, as stated through the numbers. And on this date, he's simulating a total solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse equals 257 reverse, the same cipher in which his name equals the same value as the moon. And if you measure from his birthday, he was 257 days later. And just check out his birthday, 12/7. That's the gematria of Metonic cycle, 127. This is the period of 19 years and 235 synodic months. We often get a solar eclipse 19 years to the day after a previous one. Solar eclipse equals 190. In reduction, solar eclipse is 53. The name Puig equals 53 in the alphabetic order. Next, we're going to look at the white guy, probably the whitest in the locker room. That's Justin Turner. He's playing the role of the sun. Using the alphabetic order, sun equals 54. And in reduction, Justin Turner equals 54. It's said that the sun is about 93 million miles away. The name Justin equals 93. In reverse, Justin equals 69. That's the ordinal value of the word eclipse. Eclipse of the sun equals 69 as well. As for his last name, Turner equals 33 and 39 in our reduction methods. The word eclipse equals 33 and 39. And if you measure to his birthday on November 23rd, the eclipse was a span of 3 months and 3 days later. All right, this is where my video got cut off last time. We're going to look at the 33rd prime number, which is 137, the 33rd prime number. Justin Turner was born on 11/23/1984. You add all those numbers up, you get 137. And how about this? You add up Justin Turner, Yasiel Puig, the two guys, you add up their name gematria, you get 137. There's this connection that the number 33 has to 226. And as far as I can tell, this actually dictated the date of the World Trade Center bombing in 1993. And this is because the number 33, when you write it out, both of these numbers, 156 and 141, they both have an ordinal value of 226. Both of them sum to the same number. Now, the World Trade Center, remember, construction started on it 33 years before it was brought down. There was a bombing on the date 2/26/93. And when you write out 226, you get 93 in reduction. But as far as the 226 you measure between Justin Turner's and Yasiel Puig's birthdays, you get 2,206 days. Also, if you add up their full names, you get 156, which is the Hebrew gematria of eclipse. And as far as why are the Dodgers involved in this, why wasn't it another baseball team? I'm sure there's players on a different team with similar numbers that they could have used, right? Well, we mentioned how Yasiel Puig's birthday reflects the gematria of Metonic cycle. And the city of Los Angeles, California is essentially a big tribute to the Metonic cycle. Los Angeles equals 109. There are 19 years in the Metonic cycle. 19 years has the same gematria, 197, as Los Angeles, California, 197. Metonic cycle in reverse, 197. Also, Los Angeles, California, 547 in Jewish gematria. Metonic cycle in Satanic gematria is 547. So a lot of connections there. It's pretty clear. It's pretty easy to see what they're doing. Also, the word eclipse has single reduction gematria of 42. The 42nd prime number is 181. And Los Angeles Dodgers equals 181. And their coach is even David Ray Roberts. That's his full name, 181 as well. So this league completely constructed by the numbers. You know, it's funny. I went to message boards all over, like MLB, all these different fan sites, and I shared gematria tidbits for a handful of different teams, and I posted it on there, and people were reacting like, "Wow, what is this?" And then some people thought it was all crazy. But on each one of those message boards, my posts were deleted. They do not want people seeing this knowledge even. Because this whole society, this whole American world that we live in, our school system, our education, it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's here to fucking control our minds. It's here to make us obedient workers. It's here to make us fucking stupid. Everyone knows the educational system here is broken because it's not teaching us jack shit. If it were teaching us what's really going on in the nation, then of course these people's secrets would be busted and they wouldn't get to laugh at us while doing these rituals, right? Because, you know, this guy's smiling here. He's laughing because he knows what's going on. This is hilarious to him. He knows that 99% of the population underneath him doesn't know jack shit about what's happening. So then, yeah, you try and expose what's going on because we figured this out, right? You know, these people have been running the nation this way for many, many, many years, but it's all been behind the public's backs, despite the fact that it's under our noses this whole time. We just never knew what to look for. Who's going to sit down and add these up on a piece of paper? Who's going to take the time to do that? Well, once we found out that this might be happening, now we have enough technology. We can build a calculator. We can run these equations instantaneously. We can measure the dates without any time. The cat's out of the bag, and they can't attack my character, right? I got no criminal record. I'm not doing anything wrong. I have a steady job. I work for a good company. I make good money. So they can't send someone out and try to dispute me. They just have to shut me the fuck down. And that's why my website stats are attacked. That's why my live streams get cut off halfway through almost every single time I do them now. Just look back on my YouTube channel the past few months. Look at my podcasts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 1, Part 2. That's not because I'm stopping my podcast. That's because someone is cutting my fucking internet. And again, I go on the Xbox. I pull up a game, I start playing online. How many times do I lose the internet? If I'm listening to music or I'm watching some movie online, how many times am I losing the internet? If you guessed zero times, you're absolutely fucking correct. I've lost the internet 0 fucking times doing that. But you stream on YouTube, all of a sudden, what do you know? The cord gets cut. The wire gets cut loose. Because they don't want you knowing about this. Because they know that if the public knows about this, their game is going to be over. And look, I've been doing this for nearly 2 years now. I sent out my first Gematria video to Zach back in December of 2016. Since that time, of course, censorship is ramped up because they understand this knowledge can't be up there. People are waking up to this, all right? This numeric code, running our sports leagues, scripting these games, keeping people preoccupied with a bunch of bullshit. Because what it really does is it keeps people from the spiritual awareness that we all deserve to have as people here on this world. When I found this Gematria, I was 100% on board with the whole conspiracy theory element. And obviously, there is a conspiracy, right? I mean, look at what I'm exposing. This is undeniable evidence. It's cut and dry what's going on. But what I realized once I understood this is that this is actually also how the world is operating. And the reason these people are so fixated on these rituals is because of that. They know that this is how the world operates, and this is a method of worship, as I see it, for them. So for me to be able to look at my own life and see how things are structured by the numbers, it's provided a spiritual peace to me that I would have never had. And what really frustrates me is that the reason that they give us so much bullshit to distract our minds with is so we don't reach that spiritual peace. And if I didn't find that, I would have never found true happiness. And, I wouldn't call myself a truly happy person, right? Happy is like the seasons. It comes and goes, right? But I am happy with what I'm doing and exposing because I'm obviously on the right track. If I wasn't, these assholes wouldn't be cutting my internet every time I start to expose it. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to see this taught one day in school. Like, how great would it be, right? Is if us who are young adults right now, if we grow up 20, 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden in school they're teaching historic Gematria, right? They're teaching classes about how the country was constructed by this language, and then everybody can know about it. But then everybody can also know the code in relation to how it works through our government, how these secret societies are planting their members in roles of office. It's time to change shit. And thanks to everybody who stopped in the chat and given their little support here, because I understand for everyone who just stumbles into my channel and sees what I'm talking about, especially with me being censored and everything, they might think I'm crazy, but there is a whole community of people who understands this. They're supporting it. I have a Discord channel you can drop in on. If you go to my website, right up top here, go to miscellaneous. The first link is Discord chat. And, there's not a whole lot of activity. Some days are busier than others, but it is a place for people to stop in and, chat about numbers. A lot of times someone will drop in a link and then I'll end up doing a post on it, right? Because I'm not always scanning the news all day. So that's probably one of the better ways to get a hold of me if you'd like. But yeah, once again, thanks to everybody who's dropping in there. I just want to correct someone in the chat here. I don't, Zach does believe in God as far as I know. I don't think he's ever said that. Yes, so I do know Zachary K. Hubbard. That's how I found this work back in 2016. I found his channel some point in 2015. It kind of interested me. I kept paying attention to it. And as 2016 went along, that's when I started developing software for Excel and, eventually the website. I never knew how to build a website until I realized that Gematria was important. So I went ahead and built the Gematrinator, and then within 6 months, channels are getting deleted, censorship's going up, net neutrality, we started to lose that. I mean, this shit started accelerating quickly. So, yeah, Zach believes in God. I mean, he's aware of this organic matrix. He knows that something's guiding it along. I think we do differ slightly. So I had an experience as a young man as a Christian. And Christianity is a religion that they gave us to kind of, maybe it's one of the better religions, but, it's how they keep people away from God by giving the impression that others are more holy or spiritual than they are, when in actuality we all have that direct link to God. But I believe in the Spirit of Jesus Christ. I asked for it. I received it. It's helped guide me through life. It's helped me get to where I am today. I don't know how else to explain it, and I don't do it just because I believe. I didn't just read a story in a Bible and say, oh, this makes sense. I'm going to believe in this heavenly spirit. No, I was at a place where I was lost. I didn't have any direction in life. I didn't know what to do, and I opened myself up to it, and it came in. And that's the reality about the world we're in. And I don't know if that qualifies as witnessing, but there's something going on in this world. I think that Jesus is very real, and I don't want to say that everything is okay and everything is controlled, because I think Jesus works through us as humans to correct the wrongs in this world. And what we're seeing now with this secret society network that's just expanded over the last couple hundred years, literally taken over the world, and is now controlling our local police stations, especially county and state. It's rigging our elections. Like, this world has gotten out of freaking control. And I always knew something was wrong when I was a kid. A lot of you don't know, I didn't even graduate high school. Like, I dropped out of that shit when I was in my junior year because I just couldn't believe what I was in. It was just, it didn't make any sense. Nothing was adding up. I wasn't learning anything. None of the work made sense. I didn't feel like I was being taught anything useful. So I told my mom, I said, I'm not going back. I said, that's just it. I would go home and rip my freaking homework up right in front of her. And eventually she said, okay, well, we'll go through homeschooling instead, So I do have a homeschooling certificate. I was so much smarter than everyone in school. It was absurd, the fact that I was even on the same level as them. It just blew my mind. Not everyone. There were some kids who were smarter than me, but, I had my own specialties. I won all the spelling bees. I was a geography nut. Like, people knew me as a smart kid, but I didn't do well in school because I hated it. I didn't give a shit because it all sucked. And guess what? I got out of school. I learned how to program. If you can learn how to program, you have a job in this world. I work for a company that has a policy not to hire anyone without a college degree. I didn't even give them a high school diploma, and they still hired me. Because this world is, they lie to you from birth about what's going on, about the education you need, about how you need to climb up the ladders. All that's bullshit. You just need to find something that you're good at, be nice to people, be positive, be willing to work hard, and things work themselves out. And I'm sick and fucking tired of people who are saying that, oh, hard work's not enough. This world is unfair. Get over it. Start finding something that you like to do and do it. And what really turns the corner for a lot of people is when you start speaking truth. Start being yourself. You're going to lose some people in your life, but you're also going to gain a lot of people who will give more back to you than you could ever imagine the old people giving to you in the first place. So that's my message. I'm tired of ranting, and I didn't have to rant. I didn't want to get into this, but when you start a live stream and they cut your internet for the 60th fucking time in a row, you start to get a little pissed off. And once again, if they weren't doing this, if they weren't giving me some sort of message that I'm on the right path and that I'm exposing something that's meaningful, then I might have stopped doing this a long time ago. But these dumb fucks keep cutting my internet. They keep attacking my website stats. They keep fucking with my house, which is another story, but I'll talk about that later. Yeah, so now I'm still working. So you guys are digging your own grave because eventually the world's going to get pissed off enough where they do something about it. I hope. Then again, I haven't met a whole lot of people with the same veracity as myself, so. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and listening to my rant. It's funny now. I have 40 people watching this. That's way more people than I had watching it when I was just doing the decode. Maybe I should have a channel where I just rant, right? All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support once again. And keep seeking and speaking that truth. Adios.